Good morning. Happy New Year. It is 2020. Not gonna lie. Last night after I ended the video, I had a good little cry. 2020 is gonna be different without Howard around. I know that he would be sad that I'm so sad. But that's just, it's gonna be a sad time for a while, especially going into a new year without him. But life goes on, as we all know, especially if we know someone, if we've lost someone, life does go on. Sorry, I keep looking down. I'm walking down steps, as you could probably tell. Anyway, so today is January 1st. Sam does not have a park ticket today, as we decided last night. Sam's not going to go to the parks today. However, there are early magic hours at Animal Kingdom for resort guests from 8 to 9. And so, at least I think they were 8 to 9. They may have been 7 to 8. I don't know. Anyway, whatever it is, I'm going to Animal Kingdom today. This is typically not a park that Sam and I go to, but I figured, just because we are not a fan of Animal Kingdom Park, and that's just a personal thing. Everyone has a favorite park and a non-favorite park. So, anyway, enough ramblings from me as I walk, and I'm going to end this clip here. We'll see you at Animal Kingdom. Got right onto a bus, but I had to wait a little bit because apparently the bus had just gotten there, so of course we have to wait for a little bit. Everybody is running ahead of me because I guarantee they're trying to get on Flight of Passage. Me, not so much. So I'm like, cool, you guys go, bye. Sorry. Here we go, Animal Kingdom. So as I guessed, everyone is running that way for Pandora. I'm going this way because I want to go on a safari. Ready to go on a safari with me? So just to note, we are getting ready to go on a Kilimanjaro Safari. Kilimanjaro Safari is a really bumpy ride, and no, I do not own a gimbal, so I do not have a stabilizer. However, I did it anyway. So it will be bumpy. It will go up and down. I apologize for that, but that's the way the ride goes. So here we go, Kilimanjaro Safari. All right, we are in the queue for Kilimanjaro Safari. Now, one of the things that I like about Kilimanjaro Safari, it doesn't matter how many times you ride it, you are never gonna have the same experience twice. So now we are going through the booking office. Sorry, it's a little dark. It is still pretty early, but as you can see, everybody's in Pandora. I am simply wandering my way through the queue. The nearest people are up there, but they do have it blocked off, so I just have to go through here. Oh, I'll see you guys at the Range Rovers. We made it. We are getting ready to board a thing. Alright, so we are on our safari vehicle. You can see the sign over there that we are entering the Harambe.
Jumbo friends, I'm Jumbo. That means hello in Swahili, and Karibuni means welcome. Welcome aboard the Simba 1. In a moment, we will head out to the world-famous Harambe Wildlife Reserve, but we have a few safety reminders before we get out there. There are no paved roads here in Harambe. It does get pretty bumpy out there, so please remain seated at all times on the safari, and that does include any little ones that are sitting on your lap. Your children are welcome to sit on a single adult's lap, flat on their bottom the entire safari, but they should remain seated on your lap, and they should not be playing musical laps or hopping from the seat to the lap and back. It's for their safety. I do recommend you guys get those cameras out and have them ready because animals might appear at any point, but I cannot stop for photos at any time, and the animals will probably not stop for photos either. But keep a tight hold on all of your cameras and other loose articles. I can't stop to retrieve anything that might fall from the truck. And if something should fall from the truck, even if you get that back, it will probably not be in the same condition once the animals are done playing with it. So keep a tight hold on all of your loose articles. If you guys have any questions on the reserve, you're more than welcome to ask me your questions. I'd love to answer them. But please do not call out to the animals or make any sudden loud noises that might disturb them. We do want to remain respectful. This is their home. I will point out all of the animals for you. Alright, my friends, to Wednesday, that means let's go. My name is JM. I will be your guide to Kilimanjaro safaris this morning. While the vehicle is in motion, please remain seated and keep all hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the truck at all times. Now, I will warn you guys, I have not driven a safari since last year, so please forgive me. Glad we got the joke. If you have a drink with a lid on it, you're welcome to enjoy that, but I'm going to ask everyone to put away all food at this time. And that's because animals should never be fed human food. That's very harmful to their health and their well-being. Whether it's a duck, bird, a squirrel, a lion, a tiger, a bear. Oh my. Oh my. That's very harmful to their health and their behavior. We would much rather the animals forage for a natural diet than feed on human scraps. We're just waiting for the all clear from the warden before we head into the reserve. Yogurt's probably not good for them either. It depends on the animal, but I can tell you most of the animals here on the savannah do not eat yogurt. My pet rat does, but that's about it. Here on the reserve are endangered. Endangered means that their numbers are so low, they are close to extinction. Coming up on our right-hand side, that is called an okapi. The okapi is the only living relative of the giraffe. They're very, very shy animals, the okapi. They rely heavily on trees and shrubs for food and protection. So naturally, less trees means less okapi, since they are an endangered species. This black and white bird here on our right-hand side, that's a saddle-billed stork. And I can tell that he's a boy because he has brown eyes. A female would have yellow eyes. There's not many alligators that live here, but if we're lucky, we'll see some crocodile. They're actually one of my two favorite animals. And now it's not a crocodile, but coming up on our left are the black rhinoceros. They are the smallest of all the rhino species. They only weigh about 3,000 pounds. But they are very critically endangered. There are less than 5,000 of these black rhinoceros left in the entire world. Most of that is due to illegal poaching for their horns. Some cultures in Asia believe that rhinoceros horns can be used as medicine. But we know that's not true because their horns are made of the same stuff as your fingernails. So I don't know why people want to buy rhino horns. That's kind of weird. They're pointless. A group of rhinos is called a crash. You guys can actually help out the rhinos, the okapi, and other animals that live here in the forest just by helping protect their home and using a little bit less paper where you live. Like maybe when you get your pumpkin spice latte or a cup of coffee, you could use a reusable coffee cup instead of a paper cup. Things like that. Up ahead, I can see a sign that says Poli Poli. That means slowly in Swahili. And if we're lucky, it could mean evidence of animal activity. So we will definitely keep our eyes peeled and our fingers crossed. We're headed over into the Saki River. On a chillier day like today, some of the marine animals might stay in the water for warmth, but hopefully they'll come out to say hello. Coming up on our left in the water are the Nile hippopotamus. They can grow up to 5,500 pounds. Are the hippos dangerous? You know, if you get a little too close to them, any animal can be. It is best to give them their personal space, not to bother them. But these hippos are used to seeing visitors like us, so they don't seem to mind. Those white birds hanging out with the hippos are the pink-backed pelicans. A group of pelicans is called a pod, and a group of hippos is called a bloat. And the reason that we call them the hippopotamus is that means river horse in Greek. Coming up on our left-hand side is one of my personal favorites, the Nile crocodile. Beautiful, aren't they? I just adore the crocodile. They're gorgeous. Fully grown crocodile like these will usually only need to eat about once a month. A group of crocodile on land is called a basque, and when they group together in the water, we call it a float. And they're also very good mothers. Crocodile mothers will hold their eggs inside their mouth to protect them and roll them with their tongue to help them hatch. After the babies hatch, they remain in mom's mouth when she's moving from place to place for added protection. It's kind of like a built-in stroller. And we are just about to head out to the savannah. That means grasslands in Swahili. Now, you know, lions do typically live on the savannah, so if we're lucky, we'll get to see them, or unlucky, depending on your point of view. But they're not going to be in the grass unless they're hunting, and usually they hunt at night. During the day, the lions will sleep on the rocks. Well, they call it Pride Rock because a group of lions is called a pride. We here on the savannah, on the reserve, call it a Kopi rock formation. And there are some Kopi rock formations here on the reserve that we have seen lions denning on. On our left are the African wild dogs, also called the painted dogs or the painted wolves. African wild dogs live together in a pack led by an alpha male and female. They're not hyenas, they're called African wild dogs. They're actually related to foxes and wolves. Hyenas are usually only out at night. They're going to be asleep during this time of day. But these African wild dogs are like us. They're out during the day and they sleep at night. Unfortunately, they are endangered. There's only 6,000 left worldwide, and that's just because so much of their prey is endangered. There's a lot less food and a lot more competition between the predators. On our left, these are called the Ankoli cattle, also called the Watusi cattle, named after the African tribe, or the Egyptian longhorns. They are a type of cow. They're African cows. A group of cows is called a drove. A little closer to us, that's a sable antelope right there. The sable antelope don't run away from their predators like other antelope. They actually fight them off with their powerful horns. It looks like there's some more sable antelope here on our left. Now usually there is one sable antelope who will scout ahead of the herd to keep an eye out for potential threats like predators or poachers. Pardon? Are there any animals that eat other animals? You know, a lot of predators do that, like the African wild dogs eat other animals. That's just part of the circle of life. Animals like that are called carnivores. They eat meat. Lions, cheetahs, leopards, hyenas, wild dogs. How do we keep the animals from eating the other animals? I love that question. Here in the reserve, there are actually hidden barriers between them. We do still feed them restaurant quality meat, though, to get their full diet. Most of the animals don't seem to mind each other, though. They get along, like these antelope, the giraffe, the uncle, the cattle. Speaking of which, there are some Maasai giraffe up ahead. A group of giraffe is called a tower. Right next to the giraffe here on the right, those are the springbok. And those springbok are fully grown. That's as big as they get. Those tiny little springbok can run 60 miles an hour and jump 8 feet into the air. And we're going to see a little bit older giraffe coming up on our left. They are the tallest land mammals on the planet. They can grow up to 20 feet tall. Now I know that these are the Maasai giraffe, the tallest of all the different types, because they have the jagged, kind of irregular pattern on their spots. They're named after the Maasai tribe. Of course, not all these giraffe are very tall. That's just because some of them are a little bit younger. Like this little guy on our left, he's actually my favorite of all the giraffe. He was born on January 14th, 2019, so he's almost 1 year old. Yep, the one closest to us. Coming up on our right-hand side is the world's largest land mammal, the African elephants. African elephants can weigh up to 13,000 pounds. On our left are the world's largest monkeys, the mandrills. A group of monkeys is called a troop of mandrills. Actually, they do look like Rafiki because Rafiki is a mandrill, so you're not wrong. And I can tell that the mandrills like Rafiki are monkeys because they have tails. If it has a tail, it's a monkey, and if it has no tail, it's an ape. Now those two elephants we just saw on our right, they were both girls. The one closer to the water was actually the mother of the first one we saw. That's her daughter. A group of elephants is called a memory. Elephants are what we call a matriarchal society, which is just a really fancy way of saying the girls run the herd. So the boys will sometimes leave the herd and be a little more solitary and hang out on their own, whereas the girls will stick together, like that mother and daughter we just saw. Despite being so very big and so very intelligent, the elephants are endangered. Today, about 96 elephants are illegally poached every day for their ivory tusks. That's one every 15 minutes, but that's not their only threat. Elephants are also threatened by the creation of cell phones, tablets, laptops, and other electronics because the minerals we use to make those items are found in Africa. So mining companies will sometimes destroy the areas they live when they're mining those minerals. But recycling your electronic devices is a really simple and effective way to help elephants and other African species. And most electronic stores will recycle those things for you free of charge. Now we're passing by some really big trees on both sides. These are called the baobab trees. You might have heard the locals call them the upside down trees, but I can assure you they are not upside down, they're right side up. Baobab trees lose their leaves 9 months out of the year as a way to preserve water. That's why they look like that. They can hold about 1,000 gallons of water inside that really big trunk. And when it's dry season and the animals can't find as much water, a lot of times they eat the bark of the baobab tree or tap into the trunk to hydrate themselves. Coming up on our left are the greater flamingo. They're also sometimes called the African flamingo. They are the biggest and the least pink, the lightest pink of all the flamingo in the whole world. We have non-native species of vegetation. I love that question, and the answer is yes. We actually got special permission from the United States government to import and grow African plants here on property to help feed all of the animals. Why do they have things on their feet? Those are kind of like collars for a dog. It just helps us tell them apart. And here's a good example. If it has a ring on its left foot, it's a female, and if it has a ring on its right foot, it's a male. Sort of like girls wear their wedding rings on their left hand. Are all the animals tagged? They are all tagged in some sort, shape, or form. Most of them have names. All of the different species have a different call or sound that will take them back to their night barn. They all have their own separate night barn that is hurricane reinforced, just in case. They can sleep in the habitat. When it's safe weather like this, we give them the choice. But if there was like any inclement weather, or if there was any medical procedure, we'd want to bring them inside. I can tell that's a female ostrich coming up on our left because she has brown feathers. A male would have black feathers. How many animals are here? I actually don't know the exact number. I know there's 28 different species. And I know the exact number of some. For example, there are 3 lions, 5 cheetahs, 9 hippos, 9 elephants, 17 wildebeest, 3 hyenas.
Are there any animals that are exclusive to this particular exhibit? Like, if you have to, like, for instance, if I wanted to see a black rhino, I'd have to go to...
Are there any animals that are exclusive? I'll answer that question in just a second, but I do want to point out that cheetah there on the left. Cheetahs, plural. A group of cheetahs is called a coalition. Obviously, they are the fastest land mammals on the planet. They can run about 70 miles an hour in less than 4 seconds. I believe the technical term for that is really freaking fast. Oh, looks like there are some lions up ahead. Now, they are the only pack hunters of the big cat family. They live together in a group called the Pride. That's usually made up of 1 male and 2 or more females, and that's a white rhinoceros up ahead of us as well, marking his territory. Lions actually sleep about 20 hours a day, but they are endangered, like every single big cat on the planet. The Disney Conservation Fund is hoping to double their population in the next 30 years. This is a white rhinoceros on our right. Oh, Ben, he's gonna cross the road. Okay. Now, they're a little bit bigger than the black rhinos. They weigh about 5,000 pounds, and they are more social. Hello, handsome. Just taking a poly-poly because I don't know if he's gonna... Oh, looks like he's gonna head up there. Hop a lane. Now, I can tell you guys... our male lion that lives here, his name is not Simba. He does have a Swahili name. Oh, looks like the girls are playing. How cute. But he is kind of like the real-life Lion King because he was the male model that the animators used to animate Simba in the brand new Lion King film that came out last July. So he kind of is the real-life Lion King, and I can tell you he knows it. Now that we're further away from him, I didn't want to hear me call his name. I can tell you his name is Dakari. Coming up on our left is another familiar face, the warthogs. They are the world's largest burrowing mammals. A group of warthogs is called a sounder. It looks like it's a boy and a girl. I can tell you all of the warthogs that you just saw, they all have presidential names. I don't know why. We have a Jefferson, a Washington, and Adam. I don't know why I didn't name them. But the word Pumbaa, I think, is actually not the best name for a warthog because it means foolish in Swahili. And they're actually pretty smart. Looks like we're going to see some more ostrich over here. They are puma's cousins. Now, these ostriches might not be quite as fast as the cheetahs, and they can't fly, but they are the fastest animal on two legs. They can run 40 miles an hour. To answer your earlier question, there aren't any animals that are specific to the wildlife reserve. However, we do have a couple special things. For example, we have the largest captive herd of wildebeest at 17. We are the top giraffe breeding program in the country. And we do have a couple animals that are a little more rare in zoos because there are less than 2,000 left in the whole world, such as the bontebok, which we didn't get to see today. They're usually a little more susceptible to the cold. The scimitar horned oryx. A couple of different species of antelope that are just so low in numbers, they're really not at a lot of zoos, but we are lucky enough to have them here. If you guys ride the safari a little bit later when it might be a little bit warmer, you might be lucky enough to see them. Or you can go on DisneyAnimals.com. We have information on all of the different species that live here and how we're helping them in their natural environment. Now we are gonna spend a little bit more time together, even though we're exiting the reserve, because I will drop you guys off at the same place I picked you up. But I certainly hope that these animals have inspired you guys. You know, conservation is always a great New Year's resolution, whether it means using less paper or plastic or water, or recycling more, or trying to reuse something more often rather than using disposables. And working together, we can change the future for both children and animals. If you guys enjoyed your safari today, my name is JM. I am from Whitefish, Montana. But if you did not enjoy your safari, my name is Chris from Orlando. And if you guys have any questions, you can ask me now, or come see me at the front of my truck after you disembark. My windows are literally always open. Our village here in Africa is called Harambe, because in Swahili that means to come together. If you guys would like to help us with the Disney Conservation Fund, you can help lions, tigers, rhinoceros, butterflies, sharks and stingrays, all sorts of animals all over the world. You're welcome to donate at any merchandise location here at the park at the register. And no matter what amount you donate, you will receive a complimentary button, so you could get a souvenir for only $1. And everyone will know that you are a conservation hero. Jumbo, Jenna. Now, if you guys would like to see more animals, starting at 9:30, you can take the Wildlife Express train over to Rafiki's Planet Watch. That's going to be right here in Africa. That's where you can see our animal care center, the conservation station, and the petting zoo. The last train leaves today at 4:30. And usually, if they do have any veterinary procedures or checkups, they do them in the morning. There's also even more animals right here in Africa. We have a walking trail. It's called the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. I believe that's going to open up at 9 o'clock. That's where you can see meerkats, naked mole rats, Grevy's zebra.
Alright guys, we just got to meet Pocahontas. We were the second people in line. I kind of walked over after getting off of Kilimanjaro Safari. And I'm excited about that. I got her autograph, and there was a photo pass photographer with her this morning, but the wonderful cast member took pictures, and I'll insert those here. It's Kevin from Up. We're over by Dinoland USA.
Alright, girls, let's keep going.
There he goes.
Awesome.
I got chocolate. Get chocolate.
By the Harambe village. I am getting ready for a character breakfast. When I was here for early magic hours, I was able to snag a table for one for Tusker House. So I'm going to come eat breakfast with some friends. And I'm hungry and I can't check in for about another 20 minutes. But I wanted to make sure I was over here in plenty of time because the park is busy. Tusker House, which will be in a separate dining video, I was on the hunt for two characters, Scrooge McDuck and Launchpad McQuack. I wanted their autographs really bad. I'm a 90s kid, and they were in Tailspin and DuckTales. Needed them big time. So I wandered around to where I knew they were going to be, but first I encountered Russell and Doug. Then I got Scrooge McDuck, Launchpad McQuack, and I'll insert those photos now. So hello, welcome back. And so as you can tell, I'm in different clothes. I'm on a bus with only Sam. There's only two of us on here. He's right across from me. And we're going to Hollywood Studios. But we're not going into Hollywood Studios. You're probably going, Lena, last time we saw you were in Animal Kingdom. Well, that is true.
Disney's Hollywood Studios, where we put the holly in Hollywood and the tinsel in Tinseltown. Return service to your resort hotel is available at this station. Be sure to ask your driver for the exact location. Motor coaches depart approximately every 20 minutes. Smoking is not permitted at Disney's Hollywood Studios, except in the designated area outside the park entrance. Ladies and gentlemen, please collect your belongings. Watch your head and step as you disembark. Take small children by the hand and follow the walkway to the main entrance. As you approach the entrance, please keep your party together. Thanks for riding with us. We hope you have a star-studded holiday here at Disney's Hollywood Studios.
After I had breakfast, I went on a little bit of a character hunt. By the time I was done with breakfast, because my reservation was at 10:30, It was about 11:15. I was there about 45 minutes. The characters came through really quick. I was really impressed. I then got in line and just did a few characters. I did Russell and Doug. I did Scrooge and Launchpad the Quack. And then I went back to the room and met back up with Sam. Sam had been over at ESPNY World of Sports. And then I decided I was hungry again because I had worked off the little bit I had eaten. And so I had a ham sandwich, which is what I was really wanting last night, but I didn't get it. So I was sad. Then we took a nap, and now we're headed to go play mini golf. I get a little concerned at this point. We waited on a bus for Hollywood Studios, and one came up about 5 minutes after we got there. We got on, it closed the bus, and left. We came to Hollywood Studios. We get off the bus, the guy says, "Have a nice day," close the bus door, and leaves. I'm starting to wonder what kind, like if they're tracking me or something. I'm a little concerned. This is like VIP treatment, and I don't know what I did to deserve that. I'm nobody special. I'm in the what is VIP? I'm a P. I'm a little bitty P. I'm nobody important. But let me tell you, Disney's making me feel that way. It's gonna all go to my head. He's gonna have to be the one that deals with it. All right.
That's okay. I'm used to it.
Nah, whatever. All right. Anyway, we're gonna go play some mini golf over at not at Winter Summerland, at Fantasia Gardens. So the way that we have to get there is we have to come to Studios, and then we take the friendship boats to the Swan and Dolphin, and get off there. Let's go play some mini golf. So we're at Fantasia Gardens. It's pretty easy to get over here, actually.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. You just gotta play Frogger.
Yeah, you play a little bit of Frogger, but they wait for you. You take the bus to Hollywood Studios.
Ellie for the Gardens.
You take the bus to Hollywood Studios, and then you get on the friendship boats, and you get off at the Swan and Dolphin. And then when you're coming up from the boats, you're going to go straight up the walkway, and then you're going to take a left. And there's a pathway that runs like down like you're going to the playgrounds, and it ends at a street, at a crosswalk, and you go across the crosswalk, and there's Fantasia Gardens. Very easy to get to. I will do a backtrack of it as we head back to the boats.
There's no pedestrian box to push to get.
No, there's no box, no light box to push because there is no light. There's just a pedestrian crossing. But people are really good about stopping.
Yeah.
And then I do recommend that you make a reservation, W2W play, because we have an hour and 40 minutes wait, but we've been waiting about maybe 45 minutes or so already, and it really hasn't felt like it. We found some chairs, we've chilled out, and they're calling people pretty steadily, so we're doing pretty good, I think. So we're just relaxed and chilled out. Not much we were doing anyway, but you
got a good view of your
hold back. You can see right above here. Hold on. Boop, 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 boop. That is Tower of Terror. So you can see Hollywood Studios from here. Kind of cool, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're just chilled out, relaxing on cool. Please tell. I got called, and we've got our clubs, our balls, and our papers. It is a 6 strokes or less max. The first hole is a par 3, so we're gonna get started. Let's play some golf. Okay, so thoughts on Fantasia Gardens?
It's fun. It's a little bit challenging. I mean, I don't know if it was me off tonight or if it was the backpack or...
Yeah, because Sam was wearing my cinch bag so that I didn't have to.
So, but I mean, it's not a bad course at all.
It was fun. And it's reasonably priced. I think it was $25 for 2.
Which, honestly, is about the same price as if you go to any major place like Branson or
definitely.
Any tourist destination.
Plus, if you keep
I
your...
think we paid $40 in Branson.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we paid $40 in Branson too. And they told me if you keep your receipt, either the same day or the following day,
you get 25% off.
If you want to play again. So if you wanted to play one 18-hole course like we did Fantasia Gardens today, and you wanted to play one of the Winter Summerlands tomorrow, you could.
Or
now,
if you want to pay Fantasia Fairways or...
Right. Now, something to note. When Blizzard Beach is down for refurbishment, there is no bus. So if we want to go over there, we are going to have to figure out
Uber, Lyft,
minivan, something. So that is something that we will have to decide if we want to do. Sam is thinking that he might come back tomorrow
and play the fairways.
So that's cool. I'm down with that. I think I'm going to be going to a park tomorrow. It's been kind of nice to be able to go on my own solo, but like for practice, knowing that Sam is really close. You all know I have a little bit of anxiety, especially recently. So, but overall, I definitely think that we would play again.
Yeah.
It's definitely something to do on a non-park day, and it's really easy to get to. We're actually walking from the Swan and Dolphin to Boardwalk to the International Gateway, where Sam and I will part ways for the evening for a while.
Yeah.
Sam's gonna go have Blaze for dinner at Disney Springs. And there's only a 70-minute wait for Soarin right now. So
And since it's all inside and air conditioned, I mean.
And I have my charger and my power box. I think I'm gonna go ride Soarin tonight. It's another one of those rides that scares me a little bit. And so I want to be able to do it while he's close by. So I am holding onto his hand really tight right at the moment. Actually, it's his fingers. So, all right, I'm going to show you the boardwalk route. All right.
I mean, if this is potentially where you want to stay, you may want to know how to get back and forth.
Right. All right. They have really pretty boat sails up here. We're crossing the bridge. The bridge that you go under when you are leaving on the friendship boat is the bridge we're actually on right now. See? Lake. Sam is being a good honorary cast member. We were made honorary cast members when we did the Keys to the Kingdom tour and picking up trash. More sails. Then up here is the entryway to the boardwalk.
Or do you want to go yacht and beach?
Boardwalk.
Okay.
We'll walk the boardwalk. I was confused for a minute. I want to take a picture of the sign all lit up.
Okay.
And here we are, the archway to the Disney Boardwalk. It's very pretty at night, all lit up. So, oh, and you can see the boardwalk from here. It's way over there. You come in right by Jelly Rolls. You come in by the dueling piano bar. Woo! There's a dip there. And not just the person filming. Sam is grinning up a storm, but not saying a word. Are you being good, dear? Huh?
Beautiful night.
Better be. Alright, so like I said, we come in right over here by the dueling piano bars. And at the Atlantic Dance Hall. And we are coming up on the boardwalk. Nice little jaunt. It's a pretty evening. It's a little cool, but it's not really too bad. So to finish up this video, after Sam and I split ways at the Skyway, Sam took the skyliner to Carribean Beach and jumped on a bus to Disney Springs. I went on into EPCOT. When I got into EPCOT, Soarin was a 45-minute wait. By the time I got to Soarin, it was a 70-minute wait. And waited. And waited. And waited. Well, I checked my Disney Experience, and test track was down. So everyone then got a multi-experience pass and was coming to Soarin. The line was taking forever. I was really starting to get concerned about, you know, the park closing. And I was texting with Sam and he's like, well, it's fine. You could just take the monorail to Magic Kingdom because they have late magic hours. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. So finally I got in. We got past where they divide everybody into concourses. Well, the gentleman was walking along trying to fill spots. And he's like, 1. And I'm like, I'm a 1. And a lady in front of me was a 1. So we took her and he needed a group of 2. So he took the group of 2, sorry, and then came back and said, oh, I can actually fit 1 more in here. Turns out somebody was taking a phone call and had stepped away and came back. But he let me stay in the line for the next round and said I got to pick anyone I wanted. So I chose row 2. I know I could have had row 1, but I really just didn't want to. Soarin terrifies me taking off and landing. So not being that close to the screen was okay with me. So I'm texting with Sam and talking with him, and I guess the line at Blaze got all messed up and it was insane. And I'm like, okay, just come back and we'll get something at the room. So I got back to the resort and I stopped and had a massage in the arcade, and then I waited and I waited. Sam's phone was dead. Finally, at like 10:30, Sam walks in the door and goes, you will never believe what I did. He had jumped on a Coronado Springs bus thinking that it was a Carribean Beach resort. He got those two mixed up to get on the skyliner. Well, there's no skyliner at Coronado Springs. It's a Caribbean Beach. So he then had to take a bus to the only park of open, which was Magic Kingdom to the Pop Century bus, and then back. The poor guy was tired. And so then we just decided to order room service, the in-room dining. And we ordered chicken tenders and the house-made fries. And each 6-piece chicken tender was $20. And then I'm not quite sure, I remember how much the house-made chips was. And then there's an 18% gratuity and a $3 service fee. And so our total was about $62. But let me tell you, they had it to us in like 20 minutes. And it was hot and fresh because all the in-room dining is done out of Pop, and they service Pop Century, AOA, and Carribean Beach. So while it was pricey and we probably wouldn't do it again, that night we were very happy to have the option. So with that, I'm going to end that particular video here. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure if you're not subscribed to make sure to do so and ring the bell to get all the notifications. I am Paper Scissors Vacations. You will find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and we will see you in the theme parks. Bye!